Now, I have some multi-tool news, a couple new multi-tool products that are coming out I want to share with you. And the first is actually aimed at the Leatherman Signal. Now, you know the Leatherman Signal has a bunch of new colors they've just released, and it seems like this tool is actually based on this one right here. You'll see the picture of the new tool on the screen, but that one is very similar to this one that I reviewed off of AliExpress. Now, this new tool that's listed on Amazon, the Hanshi, or however you pronounce that, is very similar, as we've talked about, to this tool right here. And unfortunately, this tool wasn't that great, so I am probably not going to buy this 22-in-1 Signal clone to review, especially not at $50. Maybe if it drops in price, but I already don't think it's a great deal, so I don't really want to waste my money. But I'll go over this tool again just so you get an idea of what you might encounter with this tool. It looks like it has the same pliers. Mine are very grainy and not very good. It looks like it has the same internal tools, the all very small screwdriver, bottle cap lifter. There is the wire stripper and the can opener right here. And then it has scissors, file. Here is the scissors, the knife. My scissors were not very good on this one. And then I have the file and the saw, which is the same toolkit as this 22-in-1 Hanshi on the screen. Now, the one thing, or a couple things that are different of this Hanshi 22-in-1 Signal clone is you'll notice that on this side, now where this tool has the bit driver, the other one actually has a bit holder. So it still has, this one uses Leatherman style bits, and this Hanshi 22-in-1 uses Leatherman style bits as well. But instead of the bit driver on the inside, I believe the bit driver is on the hammerhead on the bottom. So we have a bit holder, and then there is also a flint rod safety whistle that looks like it could be maybe on the inside of the tool on this side right here. And then on the bottom of this tool, they have the hammerhead, and then they also have a glass breaker and a rope cutter. I don't know if I've ever seen the rope cutter incorporated into this hammerhead. The hammerhead almost has like where you can actually use it to pull nails, almost like a pry bar, it looks like, if I'm seeing the pictures correctly. So that is a little different. Unfortunately, again, it is $50. I think that is way too expensive for this tool, but I want you guys to be aware of it. If you're interested, the links are below the video. Now, one of the things I like about Swisstech is they are not afraid to try new designs. From their double-headed plier tool to the Swisstech Uberall, which you can buy at Walmart. This little keychain plier, spring load plier tool, very cool. But their latest one is the Swisstech 12-in-1 hammer multi-tool that you now see on the screen. And this caught my fancy because I have to say that I am actually a fan of using some of these hammer multi-tools more than I would like to admit. So this Roxxon Rhino hammer, I actually use a lot. Now, I just use the hammer portion mostly, but I think I did actually use a plier part of it the other day. But this right here comes in very handy with my mods, my multi-tool mods at my workbench. I hang it up, attach it to a magnetic strip, and then I really like the smallness of the hammer, and it's just perfect. Now, the Swisstech 12-in-1, I had that on the way, and I bought 3 things from AliExpress about 2 weeks ago, and they all had problems at the airport. I don't know if that has anything to do with tariffs. I have no clue, but I'm hoping I can get refunded. It was like $160, and yeah, looks like I'm not getting any of those tools. I have not had hardly any issues with AliExpress, so I'm thinking it has to do with some of the political turbulence lately. But this tool does look good, even though you may not be able to buy it. But if you're outside the US, it might not be an issue. The Swisstech 12-in-1 hammer multi-tool, I really like the hammer. No, it doesn't have pliers that come apart, but I actually sort of like that because it's a more dedicated hammer tool. And then it looks like you have a longer saw. And then you have that little tool that basically does a little bit of everything. Not a fan of the wrench, but can opener, bottle cap lifter. Then you have the rope cutter right there. Also, that hook. Now, I'm not sure if that's just a hook. I assumed it was a cutter. And then you have the knife. So it looks pretty neat right there. I like some of those tools. Let me know what you guys think about this one right here. We've got a couple more tools to talk about, but I'm sort of liking what I see from this. It's unfortunate I couldn't get it. It is now $50 on AliExpress. When I was trying to buy mine, it was $30, but now I'm seeing $50. So prices are definitely going up. Not too long ago, Bibury sent me the 31-in-1, and I'd already reviewed this tool, but I reviewed it again. It's a pretty good surge clone, a really good surge clone actually. And now on Amazon, I'm seeing that there is a new version. Now, when I say new version, all I can tell is that the tool is completely black. That is the only thing that looks different to me. But when I was looking in the fine print, as you can see on the screen, it says upgraded scissors. And now I don't know what that means, upgraded scissors, and then it goes on to talk about screwdrivers and so forth. But yeah, so it's got me thinking, what has Bibury done? Is it the same tool? Is it just a color change, or is there actually something more to it? I don't know exactly what's going on, but also, wow, look at the price, $79. Now, if these tools go up to $79, $80 or so, they're not going to be near as good a deal against the Leatherman Surge. They're still going to be only about half price, but that's a little crazy. So we'll have to see if that will be the new norm for the prices. I don't think any of the other tools have gone up. A lot of times when these new tools are released, the prices are more expensive. Now, one of my latest obsessions are the small Bibury tools, the BI-205s, and I have been doing all kinds of mods on them, and I really love them. I think I bought, I bought like 4 of the plier-based versions, and there are a ton of the scissor-based versions I bought from Swisstech and HOU and Felissa and now Bibury. Well, it looks like Bibury is coming out with a new model of the scissor-based version. And I wonder, instead of the emergency scissor, if it'll be a scissor like this. So they'll have pliers, emergency scissors, or the more like the trauma shears, and then a regular set of scissors. On the screen, you can see a picture of this new tool. Now, it's listed at $25, which isn't too far off the plier version or the scissor version they already have. But the big thing that caught my eye is not necessarily the scale change. It's a little bit similar to what the Swisstech did on these scales right here. On AliExpress, these come in blue, silver, and red, I believe. So the scales aren't that big of a news, but what is different is they have a Phillips screwdriver on the outside. Now, I think that could be very useful if they would especially make like a bit adapter kit for it. That could be really big news for this lineup, and it could be really cool. So that's the other thing from Bibury that has me curious about it, and maybe I'll buy one of those soon and talk more about it later. Let me know what you think. What are some tools that you're excited about coming up? And I'll see you in the next one.